Hi, I'm Sergeant speaking with Earthwalker Primitive. I want to welcome everybody back from the Christmas holiday. I hope everybody had a joyous and blessed time of the year. Now that holidays are over with, I can get back out here, and as you can see, I got white stuff all over the ground, so it gave me a prime opportunity to come out here and shoot some videos. So we're going to get some going today, and first thing I want to do is I came out here today with just my bear kit. All I came out here with is a SOG Safari machete and my EDC kit that I carry. And we're going to get ourselves a fire started here in the snow. As you can see, this ground is snow-packed. It makes it difficult to start any traditional normal fire on the ground, but I want to go over a type of fire lay called, it's what we call the upside-down fire, self-feeding fire. There's a bunch of different names for it. Some people call it the log cabin fire, but it's not really a log cabin lay. But I call it the self-feeding fire. First thing first, for any wet weather or snow-covered ground, if you're trying to start a fire, as you can see here, I laid a base of as dry as wood as I could find. Just got a good base. The good thing about snow is generally stuff is dry. It might be frozen, covered with some ice, but it's pretty much dry. It's not going to be wet. I laid a good base of wood down. And then for the self-feeding fire, what you're doing is, just as I laid this base completely together, I laid a couple other layers. I'll go ahead and input some pictures to show you. I laid a couple layers alternating right next to each other, not putting too much space between it, and build it up smaller and smaller as they go by, or go up. And then I got some pieces that I split down on the top couple layers, and then I went ahead and built a base of kindling right here in the top of it. And the way the self-feeding fire works is you're going to light it from the top, and it's going to burn its way down. What's going to happen is as the tinder burns, or as kindling burns, the ashes and coals are going to be falling down in between all these bigger logs, in a sense burning the fire down into the center and keeping it lit. It's called a self-feeding fire because it's going to continuously feed itself. It gives you a little less time, gives you a lot less time that you have to be tending to your fire and feeding it. So if you need a good sleep throughout the night or whatnot, or if you have to walk away from your fire, you can build this fire and it's going to stay lit and burning for a good period of time, as opposed to your other traditional lays. The way I'm going to light this, two things I keep in my my EDC. I got these two little stainless steel pill capsules, which are great. They're watertight. They got a little rubber O-ring in them, so they're pretty much waterproof. But in one of them, that's how we're going to light this. I keep a little piece of tin foil with charcoal wrapped in it. That's my first option. Another option I have, it's going to take me a second to dig it out, is keep down in the bottom of that a piece of cotton ball soaked in Vaseline, which I've demonstrated and used countless times before. Which is a very, very effective fire starting tinder. So we're going to go ahead, seal that back up. Get my cotton ball prepped here. Great thing about Vaseline, it's very flammable, and on a cotton ball it'll act as a great wick. So I'm going to go ahead and fluff this up a good bit. The fluffier you make it, the bigger the flame, and the easier it is to catch a spark. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. I'm also going to get some more this kindling and start prepping it a little bit. Alright, so we got that good and prepped. Now, another item I started carrying in my EDC here, this other little pill case. Got a couple little items in there. One of them is a piece of a broken fire steel, a piece of a broken fire rod that I just carry on, because even though it broke off the fire steel itself, still usable, and it fits perfectly in that little pill case. So I got myself a little fire steel for emergency. Got our fire started. And start feeding it some more. It's kindling on top, so this starts to burn. You're going to start, basically what you're doing is you're just building another fire on top of this fire. And you would just treat this just like you're starting another fire now after you got the kindling lit. Of course it is in the snow, so it's going to take a little longer for stuff to catch. It's got to burn all that frost and that moisture that's frozen in it, but the key point is to find the smallest and driest, flakiest pieces of wood that you can. Keep feeding it so it builds up that heat, so it starts a dry natural wood. Alright, so there you go. We got this fire going now. Like I said, you're building a second fire over top of this fire, so you want to make sure you get a good enough kindling in there, because all that kindling is going to create all the coals that's going to fall down into all these logs and start lighting them, start burning them to keep this fire going. And it's just going to be a continuous cycle. This fire is going to keep feeding itself with more fuel. So we're going to go ahead and let this burn out a little bit. I'll be back here in a couple minutes to show you how it's going, and keep updating you about how long this fire lasts. So, I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, it's about 10 minutes after I started this fire, and you can see now that all that kindling has burned, and what's happening is all these coals are starting to drop down into those first couple layers of sticks of fuel wood, and they are now starting to burn. So that's continually what's going to happen. This fire is going to feed itself. It's going to keep it alive until it reaches itself all the way down to those bottom logs, and then it's easy for you just to go ahead and just build the fire back up. So, like I said, if you needed a fire for a long period of time, if you needed to get some rest and you didn't want to have to wake up every half hour to refuel your fire, this would definitely be a good fire to start. And it also helps out too with dry wood, because it'll help damper wood, because it'll help dry out a lot of that wood on the bottom. But this is a self-feeding fire. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video that I put together here. Got something out of this, maybe learned something that you've never seen before. I hope that you go out and practice this. Even if you're not in a wet or snow condition, next time you go build a campfire, start one out this way so you learn how to do it, and you have the technique practice and learn. It's the only way we can guarantee that we can survive or be self-reliant, if we actually practice it before we actually have to use it. I had a comment left on my videos, I forget who the gentleman was, but they said they've been out in the snow practicing, and it was some horrible conditions for them trying to start a fire, but that's what you want to do. When it's snowing and you don't have to survive, get out there and practice, because all that the struggle and learning that you do when you were practicing, that's going to help you be able to perform and survive when you actually need to make it count. It's just like we have a saying in the Army, the more we sweat in training, the less we bleed in combat, which is a true saying with all these techniques and skills too. The more we practice and sweat and learn how to do it and practice doing it, we don't need to do it. When the time comes that our life depends on it, we'll be able to do it. So once again, I'm sorry to speak with Earthwalker Primitives. Hope you enjoyed the video.